I am someone that is business minded, that I will go in there and activate and reactivate those places to start making money for the state, not taking money from the state. So what I'm trying to say is Enugu State needs someone who is young, who is ready to face them out.
You are on the spotlight with the Choice Flame newspaper currently Diocese of Enugu. I am Father Anthony Aneke, the editor-in-chief of the newspaper. And today we are here with Honorable Ugochukwu Ede, the gubernatorial candidate of the Young People's Party, YPP. So you are very much welcome to this program.
Thank you very much.
You want to become the governor of Enugu State. And you are very young. Okay. So what is your ambition? What propelled you? What motivated you to become the governor in Enugu State?
Well, I'm actually the youngest. I'm just 35 years old.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to be 36 June 19 this year.
Whoa.
Obviously, it's I am running because it's become a culture in Enugu State, especially. We normally face a situation where they just bring out 4 people, and we have to choose from that same 4 people. And if you notice, these 4 people, if you trace them back, you find out it's the same cartel, it's the same people, it's the same 1% of Enugu people trying to project one of themselves just to keep us under siege or keep us under bondage in Enugu State. And no matter how much you want to try to come out so people will identify you or notice you, they will make sure that they quench it. They don't want you to go viral, they don't want you to go far. So after studying from 1999 till today, the policies of Enugu State, I know the only way for us to break that chain is for a neutral person to bring out his fund and come out with no godfather and try to make his way in. Because before, I don't think it's possible, but with the new Electoral Act, that is the only backbone that I know that vote is going to count. Whether they oppress you, whether they suppress you, whether they do anything, once people want you in, once they come out that day and vote for you, definitely you're going to win the election. And that's why I have the courage to be running for this office.
All right, thank you very much. PDP has been, but I say the basic structure of governance in Enugu State for over 16 years, since 1999. I mean, how do you think the Young People's Party can break the things? What do you have in mind? What are your plans to break this continuum?
Well, if you have to look back again in Enugu State politics, you find out that, like you said, the backbone of politics, they don't have much, because nobody have won the governorship election more than 350,000 votes. Yeah. So if that is the case, we have more than 1 million voters. And most of these people that even voting, that even comprises of this 350,000, they are disappointed in the government of today. Sure. And definitely...
And the government of the PDP.
Yes, and definitely the masses even is going to even be 1/3 of what they normally get. And now the vote is counted. Then they sit down a day before election and write results. So now, when I'm coming from a young progressive party, we are representing the young majority of the Enugu indigents. And if you look at the population here in Enugu, we find out that majority is youths. Yeah. And if they decide to change the norm and take all these traces of same family running the affairs of the state, we can get them out of the system. Just what happened in the past election, the governor, the presidency. You see, most of the PDP lost out in the game because of what? It's not business as usual, and this is the time for Ndi-Enugu to actually prove to the people that it's not business as usual. You know, I've been going to most places, doing town hall meetings and all that. When I find out that they end up they overshadow what's happening, even when you have the content, you have all it takes, and you have what is going to benefit every person in the state, no matter what. My manifesto is one of a kind that no matter what you look at in all manifestos people running, I've looked at everybody's manifesto. Mine is one of a kind. I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but it's one of a kind because it talks about all local governments being industrialized. So if you're not working in those factories or industries built in your local government, your cousin, your siblings, or your relation or your kid might be working there. So it's something that's going to affect all the whole local government.
All right. Let's talk about your manifesto now.
Okay.
What are the key agendas of your manifesto? Could you just break it down?
Okay, I will. My manifesto is talking about first and foremost industrialization. I want to build industries in the whole 17 local governments, and we are looking at 2,000 youths per local government. If you type 2,000 youths being employed in those factories in each local government. If you times it by 17, that's about the 2,000 youths working. But the real projection is going to be 2,000 in the morning, 2,000 in the afternoon, 2,000 at the night, which is going to amount 96,000 youths working.
Okay, so there's going to be a shift. They'll be shifting.
Yes, they'll be shifting.
Just and like the Western model.
Yes, and these factories are going to be world-class factories where people at least can make, just working in the factory, not even in the admin or any affairs or finance department, just working in the factory as a laborer, you can make up to 1 million. I have break it down because most of the products that we're using here, people working in those factories in Asia, in Europe, in America, they earn up to $6,000. So if I'm paying 1 million each, I have the cheapest labor in Enugu, and even cost of exporting and all that, the process that those goods get to Enugu and they still sell it, I can sell it cheaper, way cheaper, and also have the cheapest labor by paying them 1 million for their salary, and at the same time make a lot of money from the Enugu.
1 million for a month.
A month. Each youth working, not even like it's all about education or whatever. So, and my education aspect, I'm talking about formal and informal education. My government, with my manifesto, will incorporate even people that are not educated. There's able-bodied people that can go there and work. There's some people that are educated. They are not. It's not in them to do labor jobs. They can't do those things. Even when they try, it's not in their core. Some of them has to be mentoring. Some of them has to be supervisors. Some of them have to do some other things, paperwork. But you know, most government, because they don't have focus, they don't have direction, they just lack, you know, put everybody behind. Now, most graduates don't have a job. And my manifesto is all about creating wealth and jobs in Enugu. We talk about healthcare in my manifesto. In Enugu State, you find out we have most of like the poor health care system in Enugu State. At some cases, people come to hospital, they ask them, oh, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. They just target and focus on money because the poverty has become the order of the day. And it's not supposed to be so. So in my government, I want a situation whereby people working in these factories, they are going to at least be one of the high earners in the state. Then people that are not making a certain amount, that are still below the poverty line, they don't have to pay hospital bills in Enugu State, be it old, young, whatever. They don't have to pay hospital bills. Why do I say that? Because I want to bring in a culture whereby you get to the hospital, people don't care about money, they just go treat you. Because they know that if you are not in this income bracket, definitely there's a government avenue for paperwork, so you don't pay. Okay. Then if you're making this income bracket, definitely you pay. So they don't have to capitalize on money, they capitalize on your health. They want to treat you, they know the money will come, either from government or from you. So they just focus on treating you. And guess what? That's the culture I'm bringing into the healthcare. And having worked in the 15th most reputable hospital in the world, which is St. Luke's Hospital in Idaho, I have understand the healthcare system. I know that it's one of the things that you have to give to your people. And you don't expect someone you don't give a job. You don't give him a job and you expect him to pay all the bills. No. If I can't offer you a job, if I cannot have you working, if I don't have you being productive, guess what? I'm supposed to take care of you. because most of the things we are talking about is healthcare, shelter, water, electricity. These are basic human needs.
Yes.
Animals get it for free.
Okay.
You go to the zoo, they give them injection for free. You go to the zoo, they get water for free, they don't pay for it. They get electricity for free. They get everything for free. So basically, humans are supposed to get those for free when they cannot afford it.
So this manifesto for me, they are just wonderful. Okay, but then how do you think you can finance it? You talked about building industries in 17 local governments.
Yes.
Talk about providing, like free healthcare.
Yes.
For people who are not working. So how do you think you can finance it?
Well, I'll give you a typical example. Enugu State is wealthy. Yes, a lot of Enugu State even right now is owing a lot of money. If I have to be sincere with you.
So you are indebted.
We are indebted. And even that debt, if we end up not having a good governor, a very business-minded governor, any person that is not going to be a criminal-minded person in the government, we are going to suffer more. So what we have to do is to bring people who have ideas that can take Enugu to a different stage. Not people who are owing left and right, that are trying to become governor so they can pay their debts. So what I'm trying to say is Enugu State needs someone who is young, who is ready to face them out. In Enugu State, we have RainbowNet as a network. It's shut down. We have all it takes to have it kick up. And when you look, if one person recharge 1,000 naira, imagine 1 million Enugu State indigents recharging 1,000 naira, that's billions.
Sure.
So we have money. We have Cosmo FM. They play my jingle on radio. Even the cheapest, most of the radio station is like 13,000 naira. In a day, they play it 15 times. So basically, 15 times playing your jingle is about 180,000. And we have something like Cosmo FM.
I was saying.
Yes. So just wasting there. We have a lot of things in Enugu State we can activate, because the last time I checked, if my car got stolen right now, and if you arrest a criminal, return my car. You don't hold my car. So in Enugu State, we have properties that is seized by EFCC. I don't know why they are holding it. Because if you arrest someone that is indicted to something that is criminality or that's criminal, that has to do with that, you give it to the state. But I think there's nobody that is clean enough to go and ask those questions. And I think I'm ready to ask those questions. And I believe that what we have in Enugu, we can reactivate it and make millions. I'll give you a typical example. In Enugu State, I don't know if you have your postal code. Do you know you have your postal code?
As a personal postal code?
No, Enugu State postal code. Everybody's supposed to have a zip code.
Okay.
Nobody can remember what his zip code is. Yeah. But all of us will buy things online. Yeah. So it is a multi-billion industry, the post office. But it's not working.
It's not working.
They are using the allocation from the federal to pay them. They're using the allocation from the federal to pay most of the schools. But these are institutions, these are government departments, these are government parastatals that are supposed to fund themselves and give state some money. So I am someone that is business-minded, that I will go in there and activate and reactivate those places to start making money for the state, not taking money from the state. I wouldn't be paying people sitting, having conversation every day, because the post office is not working. We go there. Sure. We can drive down there today. You find out there's people there.
And they're not working. They're not doing.
They're just having conversation. They get paid every month.
In Enugu State, it's riddled with civil servants.
Yes, I'm saying. So at the end of the day, they are not making any money for the state. They are supposed to be big enough, able to take care of their own salaries and actually make some money for the state. I'll give you another example. Department of Agriculture. When I was a kid, I used to go to Go Camp. They have a farm there. They have pigs. They have a lot of different aspects of farming. And at the same time, they are making a lot of money from that. They were running departments with most of their resources and all that they are getting. They're generating money and they are giving back to the state. But today, that's not obtainable. A lot of government departments, we can activate them. We can make them go to work for us. We can make them make money. We can give them purpose. And that's what we're supposed to be. We give people appointment with portfolio, not people that are just sitting down, getting 100,000 every month.
without doing anything.
Yes, because if you times them, all of them, from all angles in Enugu State, they're more than 10,000. You pay them 100,000, that's 1 billion.
And they're not productive.
Yes, and these machines I'm talking about, Pampas factory machine, is about 250 million. That 1 billion a month you pay those people with that portfolio can afford those machines like 4.
4 times, yeah.
And that 4 of it, I believe 6,000 youths in a day will not even finish packing what is producing.
All right. Now, so infrastructure engenders industrialization, because I feel that you are interested in industrialization.
Yes.
Here in Enugu. Now, in Enugu have 2 basic problems. You have the problem of power, you have the problem of water, essentially. People don't have access to water in Enugu. So I want to know, if you understand this problem, how do you intend to deal with the problem of water before we talk about the problem of power in Enugu?
All right,
how do you provide water?
If you look at my manifesto too, if you go to Ugochukwu Ede, E-D-E-H, Ugochukwuede.com, you download my manifesto, you find out there's water there, there's infrastructure there, there's power there. The best way actually I've looked to generate electricity is renewable energy. We talk about solar plants and all that. Like Germany, they are using solar plants. They don't have enough sun more than we do. We are in the most, unique and the geographical boundaries and geographical place that we find ourselves in Enugu State is the best. We can generate power from solar plants. We can build solar plants. Acres of land, you put solar panels, you connect them, get them ready and all that, you power to the grid. Before it's not obtainable, but now with this new bill, this color, you can generate electricity now and distribute electricity, unlike before. So now, if that is the case, we can get it done. Because these factories I'm talking about, that's the way I want to generate the power that will be running off. Yeah. And now it's easier for me to do it because if we have this big factory in a local government, like in Kano, for instance, or for Udia, for instance, you have it there and you have a huge solar plant supplying to that factory. And that huge solar plant can supply to the mostly around Udi. Okay. And we start that. And another local government have another factory that can serve as a factory and also serve as a generating plant. So it's very doable. And now I will jump into water. In Enugu State, the past 2 governors, Sullivan Chime, if I'm right, have actually make it a lot easier for me to put water in Enugu State. Because most of the galvanized pipe that is in Enugu State, he removed it and put the PVC pipe. Okay. Till today, the architecture that he used in laying those, it's still there. We can visit that.
And it was never used?
It's never used. So now all we need is to reconnect these grades. We'll service these machines and connect these grades. If we have to get more machines, we can do that. It's not that we can't.
And where do we get the water then?
With the water, we have Ajali, we have the wonderful DOG, we have many place sources to get this water flowing. Now, when you talk about we used to have reservoirs in all Enugu town, even in the villages and all that. I bet you most of them is taken down. People built houses in those places. And guess what? In our own quest to make sure that this is very fast, we can go and start searching for where to put those tanks anymore. I can go ahead and revoke those properties and pay them and make sure they are comfortable. I will not take it by force, but at the same time, I'll compensate them and also to teach people lesson that you don't just go and buy something that it belongs to the government. Because why am I going to do that? Look at most of the places that those Ugu tank, the way we call it, is. Why would they put Ugu in it? Is because mostly it's a little bit the elevation, the altitude of where they put those tanks is always high. So when they install those tanks, they put water. It serves as a reservoir, and at the same time, it serves as a pressure pump because of the height of where it is. So it flows really quick. That's when you open your shower. The force, the pressure coming out can actually take a soap off your head. So now, these are what we have to do. We visit those places, install those tanks, channel the PVC pipes and all that. So guess what? Putting water is easy. And also, that will take me to a company that I discussed with in California. They wanted to come to Enugu and put the water in Enugu. They didn't want any money from anybody.
Whoa.
They wanted to just sign a memorandum of understanding that they will make this happen and get the money from the people by the bills they are paying.
Okay.
And guess what? That didn't scale through with the government of Uganda.
Why?
Yes, because I don't know why. Because someone that's not charging you and all they want is just put them to work and they will get this done. And an assurance that they're going to get their money back. And that's it. And guess what? It didn't scale through. And that's my personal effort. And that's in course of those research is where I find out all these ways to make it easy and to make it fast. And that's what I'm telling you about the PVC pipe. That's what I'm telling you about the reservoir tanks and all that. So these are the efforts I have single-handedly make as an individual, as a concerned citizen. We'll talk more of when I become the governor of Enugu State. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much. When you become the governor of Enugu State, what do you want to be your legacy as a governor?
Well, I want to change the way people see politicians.
And excuse me, and how would you want people to accept you probably in the next 100 days, the next 4 years?
Okay, I want people to see me as a politician and now change the narrative of how they see other politicians. Because I always think, oh, they are bad, they are evil, they are, they don't care about humans and all that. The reason why they don't care about people is because we allow them get to office, mostly by striking deals with people. People put them there, not you, as citizens. And if people put them there, they listen to those people that put them there. They maintain the deals they have with those people that put them there. But if the citizens put a politician, when the citizens speak, they will tremble. They will be scared of you. They know that they couldn't get there if not you. And that is one thing I want us to practice come 11th March on this election day, for us to decide and put somebody so that person will be scared and also that person will serve. I want to be a servant. I don't want to be a leader. I want to serve in the Enugu. And another thing I want to put as my legacy is, if you look at my manifesto, if you go to my website, I'm the only governor that says I want to have an open door policy where everybody can track the allocations and track the progress of everything happening to Enugu to the last. And I'll have a law chamber under my government that can question me, that youths and citizens of Enugu can come with a case and they will be assigned to SANs, to lawyers that will proceed with those cases and question even me and anybody in the government. Why do I say that? Because I'm not interested in stealing money. If I can be able to generate jobs in the whole local government, and at the end of the day, indirect jobs supplying to those factories will be even more than the jobs that they get direct from these factories, because they will need raw materials. Yeah. And guess what? If I end up doing that, I have I actually invest in human capital. And these people, if I leave office tomorrow and open a foundation, they will always want to fund my foundation because they know, they have seen proof of what I can do. They know I'll continue doing it. They know it's a made to continue doing it. They will sponsor my foundation and I will still be a multi-billionaire. I can be probed. My kids will never have any dent on them. And guess what? We will continue doing the same job by helping the youths and helping the people of the state. Because the only way we can outgrow this poverty, our mentality will change. And for us not to be bought over by 2,000 naira to vote, counter our conscience and all that. It's only when you are independent financially. And everything about my manifesto is building wealth for Ndi-Enugu. And that is why I'm talking about building these factories and all that, so that people will earn enough money and become independent so their conscience can come alive. This is exactly what we are taught in the Catholic Church, in the Catechism. Because I've lived abroad, I'm the only governorship candidate that I still maintain. Go and check my profile from A to Z. I have no dent. I've never done anything that is illegal. since I was born till today. And if I maintain that is taught in the catechism and classes, and now we watch people showcase other people that have bent. So what's the reason for those teachings in churches? You know, if we cannot maintain our stand and make sure that this come into play, even in politics of our day. Thank you.
All right, finally, Honorable, what is your final message as a young person to Ndi-Enugu youths come March 11th? What is your final message to them? What do you tell them about this forthcoming election?
I want to remind the youth, the young people that I represent, I want to remind you that I'm a youth, and I want you to always have that in mind, that any decision you make will definitely have effect in your life, in the life of your kids, even generation yet unborn. And we always have to remember that from now, after this election, till 8 years, 2031, just check how old you're going to be. And if that can come into play in your head, you will make the right decision. We want people that are capable, that are ready and willing to change the narrative. And what does it take? It takes 1 second for us to decide who we are going to vote. And that day, guess what? We are going to show them that we can do it and we can take over the government. Because you hear about the New World Order, we are talking about the younger people, the younger generation. We have woke up. We want to take over, and we want to make sure that we run things the way it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much for staying with us. With this interaction we have with Honorable Ugochukwu Ede, the gubernatorial candidate of the YPP. Thank you very much, sir, for having this time with us.
Thank you.
We hope that come 11th March, you will eventually emerge as the governor of Enugu State, representing the young people.
Yes, the young people. You people should vote.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.